Just kidding. You thought I was a little crazy because I was moving the speed dial, with that turning the motor on. Well, you're not far off, but no, actually, I just finished with the conversion on this Shopsmith machine, installing the treadmill motor, and seems like it worked okay. I lost a little bit of functionality, but I can remedy those lack of functionality if I modify the design just a little bit. Now, I'm not encouraging anybody to do this kind of stuff. I did it because I got a lot, I mean, not a lot, but I got three um, power hits of Shopsmith, and this um, pulley system was needed to be cleaned and lubricated and all that to be able to actually work. And since I was explaining or I was checking how this machine worked, and I thought maybe it is possible to do something similar with this other machine. Now, not encouraging anybody to do this sort of stuff because you might just mess it up, or I don't know, you might lose your machine. Although they're not that expensive, you find them in the aftermarket on the Facebook marketplace. Now, as any power tool, make sure and read, understand, and follow the instructions that come with your machine. So if you do something like this, make sure you know what you're doing. Anyway, so yeah, I was putting out some videos about the process of what I was doing, and there's no interest in people, I think, or maybe it's YouTube that those videos just didn't get any views. So I decided just to not to record any process of me doing that, but just doing the finish or the results of the project, the finished product, and which is it did come out well. I did test it with the circular saw. I cut a piece of 2x4, and then I tested it with the drill here, drilling some holes at different speed, and it seems like it works fine. The functionality that I lost in the machine is it doesn't have the intermediate shaft, which is this shaft that I got here. On this one, well, I guess if you're gonna use it to do anything other than the jointer, then I guess it's possible to do. You can do the bandsaw at slow speed. Yeah, you can do your jigsaw if you still use those things, but you can do probably all the drum sanding and the disc sanding and all that. So let me show you how this is actually put together. I'm just going to remove this part, the upper part, so you see the inside, so how it ended up looking inside. I need to remove a couple of screws here. And this other one. And I'll use this spring tongs to keep it up there. There you go. Just come around. You can see there's the belt here. It goes all the way to the back here. And you can see I 3D printed a fan for the motor. And here's the pulley that came with the treadmill. And you can see down there, that's the motor and a bracket that I fabricated. And this is the adjustment. I put a knob here, but that didn't take into account. I put this knob, but then when I lowered the machine to use it as a table saw, it was hitting the weight tubes. So I had to remove it and just put a nut. That gives it the tension to the belt. Inside there, you can probably see that there's the speed controller, and there's the rectifier, the dial, the bridge rectifier. There's um, a breaker, a circuit breaker there, and that's a mechanism to change the speed. Why I finally end up using, let me move the crank here. There's a bigger 10-turn potentiometer, and since that potentiometer only comes in 100,000 ohms, then I had to add another one at 50,000 ohms of 50K and 100K. So I'll be able to get all the speeds needed for the treadmill motor to actually work the range of speeds. Now what I'm missing on the motor is that I didn't have a DC choke. That is some sort of transformer to filter the DC current, and those are very hard to come by. So I still pending on trying to make one of those out of a transformer, either a microwave transformer or another kind of transformers that I got laying out there, and see if I can make one of those. But overall, the machine works and works fine. And it looks good, I think. So let me put it back together. Just this couple of screws. Just one. So regarding to the modification, I just had to drill an extra hole here for the potentiometer. And I drill a couple of holes here. This is for the circuit breaker. And this was supposed to be a forward and reverse switch that I decided not to include because there's really no need for going in reverse with this machine. Uh, because, I mean, the accessories are going to turn only one way, and the drill bits uh, only turn one way. The only thing that you can probably use it in a different way or in a different direction is probably drum and disc sander. And also, if you were able to turn it or flip it upside down like the modern Mark 7, then you can do the shaper or shaper operations through the bottom. You have to reverse the motor for that, but it's not possible to do with this machine, so there's no need for that switch. Now what I have to do is just get a little plastic plug, just plug it and you won't see it again. But other than that, well, it seems like it works fine. It drills fine, it cuts fine. I think this consider this project done. When I do fabricate that choke, then I install it. Although I was checking the motor at high speed with no load and there was no sparking, except I didn't see any sparking on the brushes, so it might not be completely necessary, but who knows. If I had to install a choke, then we'll make a choke one of these days. Another thing that I could do, if I buy me a RPM counter and just install it on the machine, maybe it'll tell you digitally what the RPMs are. Now, to be able to count the RPMs for the saw and for the the drill, that was using this RPM counter, but you had to use some tape to reflect the light, and I didn't expect this thing to be so much trouble. I didn't like it at all. I might end up just returning it. I don't know. But it might be some different ones that don't require anything, that you can mark probably a spot with using the tape. But this one works, and I was able to figure out that that motor, the treadmill motor, was at around, I don't know, 6 or 7,000 RPM. So that's plenty of RPMs for all the operations for this Shopsmith. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what I'm doing here, well, you can subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and hopefully YouTube will show it to some more people, because seems like I'm just making the videos for myself. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching. This is going to be all for today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.